What's up YouTube, it's R6 Gunner here, back with another video in the garage. This video is about the Indian Roadmaster 2018. Bought this back in March of this year. Y'all kind of got a glimpse of it in my last video I had posted when I did a video of my Z. But yeah, so I was kind of want to talk to you guys about this bike. Figured I got enough experience on it now. Give a good review about it, and, you know, my opinion, what I like about it. I've had this bike since March. I've almost got 7,000 miles on it. So, you know, done the 500, the 5,000 mile oil change. And these bikes, kind of the nice thing about it, with the oil changes is they're due every 5,000 miles. So, or unless, you know, you ride a real inclement cold weather, they recommend changing a little bit sooner. But this is 2018 Indian Roadmaster. As you can see, it's in burgundy metallic with the tan leather seat option. That backrest, I know it's not a perfect match. I think it's by Show Chrome, which honestly I think I'm probably gonna eventually just get the actual factory Indian one, but you know, they're like, I think pushing close to 500 bucks just for a backrest and the bracket that you need. But those are factory armrests for my wife, so she can sit comfortably. These things have lots of storage, really huge, deep saddlebags. It's my half cover for like when we ride or go out of town, at least cover the bike. The trunk, plenty. You actually put two helmets in there. Me and my wife's helmet, both our full face helmets fit in there easily. Lots and lots of chrome on this bike, and this is just the standard model, honestly, which is amazing for what you get. You know, you got the chrome pipes, chrome high crash bars or highway bars or whatever. You know, all this chrome mirrors, levers. There's chrome everywhere. And it's beautiful, but it's also a pain in the ass to keep clean. So, like I said, definitely different than wiping down that. Got the Indian war bonnet on the front, chrome, which is pretty cool because it also lights up, and I'll show you guys that in a little bit. If y'all haven't seen it, I'm pretty sure there's thousands of videos. That big old batwing fairing helps a lot with the wind. Like, you literally feel hardly any wind on this thing. So on a hot day, it could get a little warm, but I did the cat delete on mine, which was probably one of the biggest problems with this bike. Great engineering, very smooth, shifts smooth, plenty of power. I mean, this bike's, I think, 929 pounds with a full tank of gas. So with me and my wife on it, we're probably tipping the scales of around about 1,300, I think, 1,300 pounds. So yeah, close to 1,300 pounds. And this thing, it pulls like a locomotive train. I mean, it's amazing how much torque this thing has. But yeah, as far as the bike, I mean, it's a really nice bike. I enjoy it. Like I said, I had the cat delete, which Indian's infinite wisdom, they put the catalytic converter right here, where if you see where you sit, your leg is literally right above that. So it literally would roast you out of here. I normally don't ride in shorts, but I just one day jumped on the bike. It was real nice weather. I was gonna ride to Dairy Queen, and I literally had already like a heat rash from just the little 2-3 mile ride that I went from like my house to Dairy Queen to grab some ice cream. But after I've done that, no issues with heat whatsoever. Still factory pipes. They still have the plugs in them. Didn't take those out. But you know, still sounds nice. Also, it's got the ride command. a little cubby where you put your phone. I got my little plug in here so I can put my phone up and listen to music. Cup holders. I mean, pretty much everything you need. I mean, it's basically like a lawn chair with 2 wheels for us sport bike guys. But honestly, I actually enjoy riding this more than I do riding that. Believe it or not. Just because it's got cruise control, heated seats, heated grips, navigation, music. Obviously, I can ride 200, 300, 400 miles and my back's not hurting. I've ridden this bike actually to the Dragon from where I live. I live here in Kentucky. And in 2 days, I put 888 miles on that bike. Needless to say, lots of ibuprofen and rest. So I've actually ridden this bike all the way down from here to the Devil's Triangle. Rode it and came back within the same day and was fine. Went out to dinner later on that night, wasn't sore at all. So, I mean, yeah, there's definitely its pros to it. Yeah, granted, it's not as fast as something like that, obviously, but it ain't slow either. I mean, this bike will get up and move. It amazes me how much power this thing has. It's not a slouch by any means. I've had no problems keeping up with my buddies who has a Gold Wing 2019 Gold Wing on the expressway, or even on the twisty country roads. I mean, so don't let its size and appearance fool you, because it's quite nimble. Because the nice thing is Indian used the engine as a stress point or part of the frame, so there is no frame underneath it, so that's what helped get the weight a lot lower to the ground. But ride command, turn it on here. It's a real beautiful display, very clear, and doesn't matter if it's bright or let's see here, I left my fob in the house. Okay, there we go. But yeah, it's a nice thing too is you can put a code in if you lose your key fob or battery goes dead or something like that. But like I said, you got trips, vehicle information, music, navigation, so stuff like that, which is really nice and convenient to be, especially if you're going on a trip. You plan a route and a bike will basically tell you turn by turn. I did upgrade the speakers. I went with the Polk Audio DB522s. They're obviously marine grade speaker, but these magnets on the back of them are like 4 times bigger than the ones, the factory ones. So definitely you get a much better bass response than the factory ones. Factory ones are pretty decent, but once you start kind of getting higher in volume, you start getting just a little bit of distortion. With the speakers I have now, there's no distortion. I mean, you crank these things all the way up and it honestly will start giving you a headache. Yes, my Indian Roadmaster, I did replace the windshield with a Freedom Shield. You see it has that little swoop. It's a 14-inch, so I can lower it all the way down. I can still look over it, but it completely eliminates the buffeting. Even in all the way down position, I just get a little bit of a wind on the very top of my head. And if I raise it all the way up, you feel absolutely like nothing. You literally feel nothing. It's very quiet, very calm bubble. So that, and then I swapped out the antenna. If you can see that, it's I think it's like 16-inch, because the one that Indian gives you, it's probably about like here. It's a little like 4 feet long, And there's a couple times I almost poked my eye out because, you know, wiping the bike down and getting around it, and you go to bend over, next thing you know, you got a metal antenna in your face. So I went with the little bit shorter one. So still gets really good reception. But obviously it's, you know, more of a kind of a safety thing, especially if you're down and you work on your bike, and last thing you want to have to worry about is getting poked in the face, because it's like a real thin antenna, so you got to be very careful if you're not paying attention. But that's the Indian. She is actually dirty. I need to give her a good bath, wipe the wheels and stuff down. But so far, I'm happy. Glad I got it. In all honesty, I'm actually in the works of possibly selling this bike. If anybody's interested, you know, hit me in the comments. Maybe work something out. Pretty much everything on it's brand new. You know, tires and everything. So just like I said, she sits for the most part. Every once in a while, I'll start up and take her out just to kind of keep the battery going and whatnot. But other than that, I pretty much ride this for now. It's just, you know, a little more practical for me. Like I said, I'm able to carry things with me or go longer distance and whatnot. So, but thank you guys for watching. You guys be safe, ride safe, always watch your six.